So there were many things with Norocel. Come to think of it, maybe we launch a series. We propose an adaptation of our material here for Netflix or Hulu or whatever, because there was much more I came to realize, and that's the benefit of this. I mean, if we just fool around here in the garden, my daughter will not see this. I mean, and it's not the point. But then we think maybe somebody will see, and we have the feeling that we communicate, and that's good on that level. And then I remember I'm provoking myself to think about this, and I remember, for instance, we went. I can't hear myself very well, so I speak in a strange voice, I'm guessing, with a strange voice. So we went to Predal at one point. It was winter. It was me, Norocel, and my father. If not all three from the beginning, one joined later, it doesn't matter. For a time, we stayed at Rosmarin, a hotel which would burn, if not to the ground, would suffer from a fire. Years later, when I heard, what's the name of this guy? It was a bizarre, rather repellent tour guide who became the manager of that hotel and did some other things, but it doesn't matter. His name, just as another piece of evidence of memory from the head, from the past. So we stayed there, and we took some trips in the snow through the forest, not far, because it would have been impossible to, cross the mountains, and we weren't really athletes, especially in Norocel, to be mean. He was maybe this high. I'm not sure, shorter than me anyway. Maybe we should say considerably. And he was pugnacious. I mean, he had a vitality, and he had strength, I'm sure, but he was also heavy, overweight, and that we know now. That's a problem. That's an issue. Now during the pandemic, those are more exposed. They're exposed generally to diabetes and so on. I'm saying those taking advantage of the pandemic and some lucky break or some other aspect. I lost weight. So I used to be, as Nancy Pelosi said of Trump, morbidly obese or something, seriously overweight. Fat is the word. Now I'm talking of the others as, those. So, anyway, returning to Norocel. Difficult for him too. I was planning to show you the guys, but they're just walking down. So, let me just look at myself and the roses, whatever is left there. So, and at one point, what I remember, there was tension, because no matter if we took an itinerary which wouldn't cross the mountains, and I think I don't remember where we went exactly, but I think we chose a path which is easy, summertime, and now with the winter we advanced with difficulty, and Norocel kept lazing about, or I don't know what the word is, but I had to push him. Okay, let's move on, because like this, we will spend the night here, and smiling and joking to begin with. But then I was, you're not worried we'll die. Wolves, if there are there, maybe some will come in winter. Animals, if animals will not eat us, the cold will just do the trick. Will terminate the two of us. And he was lazing about. It was like, oh, okay, come on, I'm hungry. And it got to the point where, come on, it made me angry. That's what I remember. I think I remember this one of a few times. Well, it happened once in a while when exasperated with his, for instance, I mentioned that Libra. He said he would come, but if he met somebody else on the journey, and that guy or woman would insist and say, "Okay, let's have a bit," too gentle, too nice. He was a rara avis. Rarely you see someone like that. So gentle and kind to the point where he would do you some harm because he couldn't refuse somebody else on the way to you, as I said. And if you call him and say, "Well, I'm dying," you will die before he comes, because in the meantime somebody else will say, "Let's play a poker game. I'm very depressed," and you will play poker with Termina. No, I'm just being mean here. Another thing came when I talked about this trip in the snow, which seemed a bit dangerous at one point. I mean, if we just enjoy the snow and the trees, we'll just enjoy our death among the snow and the trees. It looked like, well, a bit. But before Norocel, before knowing him, what was that, 18, or I took a challenge on myself, or a bet with myself. At one point I said, okay, let's see how brave you are. So one evening, it doesn't matter what hour it was, the sure thing, it was dark already. So I decided, okay, the way to see this is I'll go in the dark evening. I don't think it was 1 o'clock, because I would alarm the others if I would wake up and leave the bed, and I never slept there alone in the room. I mean, the room was shared with somebody else, a cousin, a friend, or more. I mean, when I went on camp during the second year of university, at one point we stayed, I don't know, we slept in the same room 6, maybe 8. I'll have to count. That's in some other chapters to come, inshallah. So it was 9, whatever, dark, already very dark. And so I went on the Polisztwaka. That's a path through the woods, not difficult. I mean, you're not climbing, but it's a spread out town in the mountains, and it's a path which will take you from near the railway station, let's say, onto a hotel on Chopla, on a small hill there. It's not really a mountain. And if you walk briskly, half an hour and 40 minutes, I don't. This half an hour and 40 minutes was supposed to, but it's in the woods, was supposed to be. And at a time when we knew the bears are coming, the bears would come and look for garbage and something, and perhaps maybe avoid me. The point is, I wasn't trying to see if I have the courage to commit suicide, to jump from, or near suicide, jump from the top of the mountain into the river and say, okay, maybe I jump and it's 50 meters, or I don't know, from a bridge, but maybe I'm safe because it's in the water. Not something really, really dangerous. I don't look like that kind of guy. I'm not that brave. But it was a taste of a test of some kind of courage, because indeed that's something which I remember and will stay there. The more you got through the woods, the more I got scared. I mean, not just the bear or the wolves or something which might come, or people, maybe a killer, a robber, a group of vandals, of barbers, of Nazi Germans left from the war, who knows. And more than anything, the unknown. being the ghost, the something, the spirits, the devils, the vampires, the zombies, the who knows what. And that was some test because I mean I didn't lose my mind. It came out with amnesia, forgetting who I am. I mean it was such a trauma that no, but it was a good test, I think.